Good day and God bless you. Welcome to the Bible reading in chronological order. Just such a privilege to have you with us, and just thank the Lord that He has given us this opportunity to study His Word together and to go through His Word together. And I pray that the overview would be a blessing to you. I know that the Word of God would be a blessing to you today. Today we're still busy in the book of Proverbs, and we're going to continue being in the book of Proverbs for a few days. And we're going to be going through chapters 4, 5, and 6 today. So let's get straight into it. When we get into chapter 4, we see that in this chapter, Solomon tells his son of the wisdom passed down to him from his parents and how he was taught in the right way. And so he encourages his son to be instructed in the right way, to take the instruction, because this is the way he was taught, and he wants his son to now be able to grasp and take hold of that and live in the right way. I love verse 5 where it says, "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth." He then continues and he instructs his son to flee from the wicked, for they walk in darkness. And then says, "But the path of the just is as the shining light." That just gives us so much insight into this and telling us about wisdom and how to look for wisdom, how to get it, how to hold on to it. And that's very important. Then we get to chapter 5. And in chapter 5, Solomon exhorts his son to study wisdom. This is an important and urgent warning to flee from the strange woman who entices with her words but drags her victims to hell. Now, it's very important that we understand, yes, when it's talking about the strange woman, it is talking about the natural woman, the woman that entices you, the woman that is seductive in a way but leading you down the wrong path. But it's also talking a little bit deeper. When we read in Ephesians chapter 5, it said, "This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church." The woman then is representing a church. Better said, she is representing a faith or a way that is not abiding within the truth of the Word of God. She twists the Word of God to suit her way, or she brings in other religious texts or other things that suit the way that she wants to go or that is enticing to the ear. But the path of that is to hell. Now, we read in verse 18, it says, "Let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth." Yes, in the natural, this is seriously good advice, but it is so important in the spiritual as well. If you have received good, godly instruction and doctrine such as shared by Solomon in the Proverbs, then do not chase after the new and hip fads, but remain with the true and perfect word of truth. Then we get to chapter 6, and there are a few themes which are addressed in this chapter, and we see that the style of writing is now moving more into the specifics rather than the general counsel. And these themes are, first of all, against suretyship. To be a surety for someone is to be bound to them until the deal is done. The commitment of your mouth is binding and cannot be broken. Very important that we understand that. If you make a commitment to someone or you promise something to someone, you have to abide by that. Then we see that it speaks against idleness. And it says, even nature tells us how we need to work in order to live. Poverty will always follow after the lazy. Really good advice that we need to work hard. And just because we're Christian doesn't mean that everything is going to be handed to us on a platter. No ways. We have to work that much harder to prove and to work as unto the Lord. And then it goes through these 7 things that the Lord hates. Now, I want to give you some interesting homework, if at all possible, and I pray that you would take the time to do it. But look at these 7 things that the Lord hates and juxtapose that with the Beatitudes at the Sermon on the Mount. You'll find something very interesting there, and why these things are the things that the Lord hates. I'm not going to give you more detail than that. Check it out if you wish to, but I promise you won't be sorry for doing it. And then it talks about the mischiefs of whoredoms. And it says in verse 32, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Now, yes, in the natural, and it's talking there in the natural, and it even talks about the vengeance that will be taken out by the husband that is taken advantage of there in the situation. But also, you look at it in a spiritual sense. If you are married to Christ and you are seeking after other things, that vengeance that is taken out there, the Lord will not just abide and not just leave it at that. Oh, okay, it's fine, and accept you back. This is a really important thing, and we really need to understand that. I'm going to leave it there, though. I pray that the Lord would bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you. May He give you peace. God bless you as you enjoy the reading of the Word today.
Chapter 4. Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. My son, attend to my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. Chapter 5. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger, and thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed, and say, How have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his going. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. Chapter 6. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth, thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself when thou art come into the hand of thy friend. Go, humble thyself, and make sure thy friend. Give not sleep to thine eyes, nor slumber to thine eyelids. Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which, having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart, he deviseth mischief continually, he soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, an heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom, and his clothes not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals, and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth in to his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her, shall not be innocent. Men do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore 7-fold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts.